It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the RMU Island Sports Center inside the Clearview Arena here in Neville Township, Pennsylvania. I'm Matt Popchock for special bonus coverage of the push for the 2026 Penguins Cup playoffs on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. What are the three most exciting words in hockey? It's debatable, but for our purposes tonight, the correct response is win and end. That is what's at stake for the North Hills Indians, who tonight play host to the team in dark blue, the Butler Golden Tornado, in a Class A Gold Division battle that could see the Indians skate away with one of the last remaining playoff spots out of three that do remain in the Gold Division if they take care of business and avenge a loss in overtime earlier this season to their Butler counterparts. Entering Monday, North Hills sitting in the number 6 spot in the division with 27 points. West Allegheny has 26 points. They hold the 7th and final spot. They are off our West A until this approaching Thursday. Greensburg-Salem in the number 8 spot with 26 points is idle until their regular season finale at home against Chartiers Valley on February 19th. Again, the Indians are in with a win of any kind. This is their second to last game of the regular season. It is also their second to last home game of the regular season. They're coming off a tough loss at home to the Penguins Cup champs from Avonworth. But they bounced back nicely a couple of days later with an important win on the road against South Park at the Ice Castle that has them in control of their own destiny. In that game, number 79 in white, warming up in the mix off to our far right, Jonathan Trotsky, the 2026 All-Star and senior forward, alternate captain for Jeremy Swegman's Indians this year, scored career goal number 50. He would tack on career goal number 51 in a comfortable North Hills victory. Trotsky with 13 tallies on the year, 22 points overall. He's got 8 points in his last 4 games. He's been driving the bus offensively for North Hills. Their senior captain is about to wrap up a very decorated and very accomplished career. Also, Chris Mouchard, number 45 in white. He's warming up in the mix off to our right. Mouchard with 11 goals and 30 points, one of the premier defensemen in the PIHL. Mouchard riding a 6-game point scoring streak, 65 career points for the 2-time All-Star. What a job former PIHL All-Star Cam Radna has done taking the reins of this Butler varsity squad. Last year, the Golden Tornado were sacrificial lambs. This year, a very different story. They've ticked off a number of boxes already, have Butler. They've qualified for their first Penguins Cup playoffs since 2022. That 2022 appearance was their only playoff berth in the previous 6 seasons. Butler has clinched their first plus 500 finish also since the 2017-2018 season. The next box they need to tick off, 0 playoff wins since that fabled trip to the 2015 AAA Penguins Cup final, the first Penguins Cup final berth, and only one to date in Butler hockey history. The Golden Tornado coming in tied with the reigning Penguins Cup champs from Avonworth for 3rd place in the Gold Division. Minimally, the Golden Tornado know they will be staying at home for round 1 of this year's Penguins Cup playoffs. And tonight, we get a look at their captain, number 33 in blue, Anthony Trombat. 18 goals, 37 points. He's got points in 6 straight. And one of the premier freshmen in PIHL hockey today, number 26, Grayson Stedman. You'll get a look at Stedman in just a bit. 21 goals as a freshman this year for Butler varsity, 36 points, 10 points for Stedman in his last 3 games, one of the top 5 in points in Class A entering Monday night.
Please rise as you're able. Remove your hats and direct your attention to the flags beside the scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem.
John Tucci has the night off, and so Austin McLean, after that pregnant pause, brings us an instrumental rendition of our national anthem, just in time for the Olympics. Layla Edwards among the Pittsburghers representing Team USA, who won another one earlier today against Switzerland, we understand. Way to go, ladies. The goaltending matchup in this game, meanwhile, will be a duel of the 31s. To our left, Harper Slater, the junior and all-star, making his first appearance since January 12th. To our right, another 2026 all-star, senior Parker Tallarico, the Class A leader in total saves with 569 of those. Trombat, eager to test Tallarico right off the opening faceoff. His shot goes out of play beyond the senior banners in that far corner. Earlier tonight, the Montour Spartans celebrated their senior class. The North Hills Indians will do the same next Monday in their home and regular season finale against Wheeling Central Catholic. Again, the Indians will return officially to the Penguins Cup playoffs with wins of any kind in one or both of these last 2 contests. After the offside call against Butler, Cam Radna making a quick line change early. Lucas Hensler, speaking of all-stars, sends this puck around the North Hills boards. Hensler with points in 10 straight through January 26th, a streak that was snapped in Butler's decisive victory over South Park last Monday. The Golden Tornado, winners of 3 straight. They've scored 25 goals in that span, winning 4 of their last 5 overall, averaging nearly 7.5 goals per game in that 5-game stretch that has followed the holiday break. One of the top offensive teams in Class A, taking on the Big Red here tonight as Trotsky brings it over the attacking line for North Hills. His shot off the body of Slater, who records his first save of the game. Steven Slate unable to reel it in at center. Mason Heichel sending North Hills back to its own blue line. Golden Tornado making a quick change in the midst of action as Butler dumps this puck in on Tallarico. Tyler Borowski, fresh off his first ever varsity goal at Ice Castle last Thursday. For Cole Hunt. Hunt, cross ice for Slate. Slate with a dump in. The Indians defeated in overtime in Valencia the last time these teams met back in mid-December. Butler winning that game with just 7 seconds to spare in the sudden victory period. And that shot from an angle held by the winning goaltender in that game, Harper Slater. He made 24 saves that night. This season, he is 5-5 overall, 307 goals against average, 882 save percentage in over 498 minutes of varsity playing time. Indians play it behind the Golden Tornadoes' cage. Slate going to work in the corner, accompanied by freshman Marcus Duffy. Duffy with a couple of heartbreaking goals for North Hills JV team, spoiling Bishop Canavan senior night last Friday. And it's banged in by Trombat at the other end. The coverage by the Indians was nowhere to be found. And Trombat, like shooting fish in a barrel, makes it 1-0 Golden Tornado. And Sophie needs a snack. Points in 7 straight now for the Butler captain. He has multiple goals in his last 3, and this night is far from over for him. North Hills, for the second consecutive Monday, chasing the game early on home ice here. Playoff-bound Butler jumping on top 1-0 here on the road. And officially it's Trombat from Stedman, the freshman phenom. Seamus Griffith, the alternate captain and senior all-star, to the corner. Stedman backing up the play. Stedman giving chase behind the Indians' cage. Trotsky not able to get it quite outside his own zone. North Hills has to regroup behind Tallarico. Robert Joyce out for Tyler Delaplane. Delaplane also skated in that big JV win for North Hills last Friday. Mouchard lost sight of that puck. Chance for the Golden Tornado, but a good stick by the other defenseman, Tyler Dolsky, backing up the play. Joyce was present as well to thwart the chance by Mason Heichel. Aiden DeVore, the overtime hero of these teams' last meeting, going after that puck for Butler. North Hills trying to use the glass to their advantage, but they can't. Joyce trying to retrieve it behind his own net. DeVore wins the puck battle. Played out in front for Heichel. Heichel fanning on the attempted shot. Tallarico scrambling to make that save at the far post. North Hills collected a couple of dramatic wins early in the season as the Indians are called for icing against Gold Division champion Mars and second place Chartiers Valley. Since then, they've lost 9 straight against teams currently above the playoff line in the Gold Division, desperately trying to rewrite that script here tonight. Anthony Trombat and the Golden Tornado have other ideas after the senior forward's 19th goal of this season. Indians looking to respond. That centering pass is blocked, and that puck knocked aside by Slater, playing it aggressively. Mouchard plays it away from Logan Bish, the sophomore. Behind the net, it comes to Devin McBride. McBride bangs it in! Devin McBride has Pac-Man fever! The Indians do get that tying goal. And the senior has goal number 5 on his senior campaign. McBride shot that puck from an impossible position, and before anybody, including Media Row, could react, it was in behind goaltender Slater. Now, this is what North Hills did against Avonworth last time they were on home ice. They got off the mat quickly. Kunkel scoring! Blake Kunkel makes it a 2-1 game and puts some stank on it. Right off the ensuing faceoff, Kunkel's 7th of the season. He's got points now in 7 of his last 8, and the alternate captain makes it happen for the Big Red. What a response by North Hills after falling behind early. Mouchard off the draw. Mouchard from the high slot lost that puck. Dugan alertly playing it back to center. Kunkel with a quick reversal. Dugan near side. Kept in by Cody Whitmer. Now the Indians have got the hop here as Trotsky tried to come up with a steal. Whitmer plays it inside Butler territory. Dugan up ahead to DeVore. Aiden DeVore. Goals in 3 straight for him. He puts it off Tallarico. Heichel around the boards. Jordan Simon from the point. It's deflected high and wide.
Time of the goal, 12:04. Kunkel from Peterson at 12:04.
Dugan with a long, slow-moving attempt. That's settled down by Tellerico. Stretch pass intended for Peterson, and it's played aside by Slater in the nick of time. Cole Hunt oncoming for North Hills. Out in front, nobody home except Broski. Broski forces the save by Harper Slater. Duffy from behind the cage. Out in front, it comes to Hunt. Hunt can't shoot it cleanly, and Butler has to ice this puck with 10:43 to go in the first period. March and Earl, the USA Hockey crew, pulling double duty for this second game tonight, capping off our Neville Township doubleheader. 2 goals, 9 seconds apart officially by North Hills to take the 2-1 lead over Butler. McBride unassisted, followed by Kunkel from Brady Peterson. Jack Ewart started the breakout for Butler. It's broken up by Slate inside his own zone. Golden Tornado regrouping at center. Ewart across the line. That's fought off by Tallarico. The rebound is cleared to the corner by Slate. Zach Sandarski behind the North Hills net. Sandarski recovers, turns around, and Tallarico makes that save. The rebound is still available, but not anymore. Emotions run high, but cooler heads prevail with 10 minutes to play in the opening frame. Jeremy Swegman behind the North Hills bench for the 4th season in a row watches his team settle into a defensive posture in front of goaltender Parker Tallarico and clear this puck, which does not quite go long enough for icing. Break there for the Indians. 2 years ago, Swegman led North Hills to their first regular season title in program history. Indians finished #1 in points overall. As this one is deflected in off the stick of Beers, Trotsky got a piece, and he's not Carnival personnel. It's 3-1 North Hills, 3 unanswered by the Indians to offset the early marker by Trombett. Jonathan Trotsky, 9 points in his last 4 games. Don't touch him, he's hot. And Cam Radna has seen enough. He uses his timeout with still 9:33 to play in the first period. 3 unanswered North Hills goals. They lead Butler 3-1. And we'll have a new Golden Tornado goalie when we return to PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington.
North Hills 3, Butler 1 in this win and in game for the home team. The visitors have a new netminder. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. Let's see how they respond to Cam Radna's early use of the timeout. We saw his assistants talking to Harper Slater the minute Slater stepped onto that Butler bench. This is just about as much about keeping his head right, I think, as it is about Radna doing a little message sending to his team on the road here. Trotsky coming off goal number 14 this season, just missing the net. Officially, Trotsky his 14th from Beers. Just the 8th career assist and 2nd of the season for Beers, the senior blue liner. 57 career games in a North Hills varsity uniform. One of the more experienced players on this Indians varsity roster. Alex Caruso, meanwhile, playing it behind the Golden Tornado net midway through this first period as the new Butler goaltender, junior Corbin Holt, looks on. Bish sends it around the boards. Mushar with speed through center. Mushar tries to flip it to himself and split the D at the same time, but a good stick there by Dugan. Dolsky going to work in the corner for North Hills. Indians with an incredible response here after giving up that early goal. And they're outworking Butler right now, plain and simple. Mushar up the boards to Whitmer. Dugan going D to D. One touch pass to Bish, who stood up at center by Whitmer, who finishes his check. Golden Tornado change on the fly. Mushar. A fancy pass there to Whitmer. Whitmer trying to lead it on for Casey Purcell, the JV go-between. Coming the other way are the Golden Tornado. Tallarico, has to make himself big to stop that shot by Trombat, looking for his 2nd of the game. Delaplane 1 against 2. He's crunched by Ewart. And here is Jack Ewart leading the rush for Butler. Played around the boards by Slate. Delaplane unable to clear. Griffith toward goal. That took a bounce, but Tellerico read it. Parker Tellerico, 3rd most minutes played entering Monday among Class A netminders, 836. 8-9 overall record, 311 goals against average, a .918 save percentage that ranks 5th best in Class A. 1 shutout to his credit this season. Griffith sends it to the vacant corner for Butler. Broski up the right wing boards, but not out. Tellerico steers it aside. Hunt gets there quickly for the Indians, but he can't clear. This puck deflected just wide of goal. Hensler going after it for the Golden Tornado. Kohler rocked by DeVore near side. DeVore gives him a little what for. Kept inside by Ewart. Hensler to Slate. Slate unable to play takeaway there for North Hills. Duffy in hot pursuit of this puck, which is played around the boards defensively by Butler. Broski and the Indians getting back on side just in the nick of time. That pass across two lines for Zandarski. Tyler Hageman unable to advance it for Butler. Golden Tornado in the middle of a change. Indians trying to play this puck deep. It comes off one of the officials in front of the Butler bench. Hageman will set it up one more time, this time for Logan Bish. And a penalty coming up against North Hills as Liam Fediachko was knocked down at center. And the freshman defenseman draws the first penny power play of the game for the visitors. Kunkel, who has a goal in this period, goes to the box. Butler goes to the man advantage. They are tied for fifth. Excuse me, they are third in Class A on conversion rate, 34.1%. Tied for the fifth most power play goals in the 23-team circuit with 15 of those. North Hills 82.4 on the PK. Good for seventh in Class A. DeVore out to take this face off. Mouchard from the corner trying to protect this puck for the Indians and then put it off the official. Big break there for Butler. Trotsky tries to make it a moot point, and he does. Under 5 to go in this first period. North Hills up by a pair. Butler trying to chip away on the penny power play. Trombat leading the way for the Golden Tornado. Trailed by Jace Renwick. Trombat hitting the brakes. Up to Griffith. In front of goal. DeVore couldn't shoot it cleanly. Slate was in his path. Hensler, who had a big power play goal in the last meeting between these clubs, sends it down low for Renwick. Trombat from the corner, midway through the man advantage. Cross ice it comes, but it's cut up by Purcell, and he's knocked down. Swegman on the North Hills bench thought there should have been maybe a call there, but none forthcoming as the Golden Tornado enter the zone offside. Simon across ice for Huey. Mason Huey, the alternate captain, knocked down right at the North Hills bench. That shot from center point by Simon is blocked. Indians clear it. Simon reading the play for Butler, and he'll get it up to Heichel with under half a minute left on the power play for the visitors. Heichel turns around and fires off Tallarico. That save made. Whitmer can't quite settle down the rebound. It's taken by Bish in the corner for Butler. Bish pressured by Whitmer now. Whitmer for Hunt. Hunt easily clearing the zone, and that should just about do it. The Indians keep their 2-goal cushion for the time being. They are 1 for 1 on the PK as Kunkel exits. And he'll stay on here as Whitmer tries to play it in the corner of his own zone. Trombat in front. His backhander going just wide. Against the grain, it's fired by Bish toward goal, but covered by Parker Tallarico. Anthony Trombat, 96 career points after that early goal tonight. Career goal number 42 for the Butler senior, for that matter. The number 4 scorer in Class A entering this Monday night. But it's North Hills on top 3-1 as Fediachko is unable to split the Indians' D. Beers going to work on the alternate captain, near side now. Fediachko wearing that A from his JV captaincy duties. as North Hills has iced this puck. And we may get coincidental minors here as Kunkel became involved with DeVore behind the Butler net. And that's exactly the case. Coincidental slashing penalties. Kunkel goes right back to hockey purgatory, and DeVore will go off as well, so will remain at 5 aside.
Time of penalties 2:28. DeVore for Butler, Kunkel for North Hills, 2 each for slashing.
Golden Tornado control the face-off. Renwick behind the net for Stedman. Stedman trying to slip it to Trombat, nothing doing. Beers unable to get it around Huey. Trombat. That pass, errant, might have hit off a North Hills stick. That of Duffy. Grant Kohler trying to keep it in. Cole Hunt pinching to try and keep that puck alive, and here's Trombat now with room to maneuver. He fires on Tallarico. The save is made. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Trombat collects the rebound, pulls it around the North Hills goaltender and beats him easily to make it a 1-goal game. Trombat, the Butler captain, now 3 points from the century mark. And that was just a sick goal by the seasoned forward. Multiple goals now in 4 consecutive games by Butler's Anthony Trombat. North Hills' lead now 3-2 with time ticking away in the first.
Butler goal in the second of the game, scored by number 33, Anthony Trombat, assisted by number 16.
Griffith from his own corner.
Time of the goal, 1:58.
Slate to the corner. Officially, it is Trombat from Griffith.
At 1:58.
And that's 21 assists for Seamus Griffith. He's been one of the top playmakers this year in PIHL Class A. Second most assists, in fact, entering tonight. Butler offside with 66 ticks to talk. Well, the North Hills Indians have treated us to some exciting first periods of late. These teams combining for 5 goals in this one, with still a little bit of time remaining. Trotsky met at center by Marty Parker, and the freshman will send it around the North Hills net. Zandowski knocked down behind the Indians' cage. Peterson up the near boards, intercepted by Dugan. He gives it right back to Steven Slate. Slate up for Cole Hunt. Hunt for Trotsky. Trotsky quickly onto Mushar. Mushar unable to get around the last man, Simon. Mushar recovers for North Hills with 20 to go in the period. Mushar reverses it to Peterson. Peterson out in front, trying to set up Trotsky for the one-timer. Mushar with a steal. Mushar from the off wing, deflected in front. Oh, what a save there by Corbin Holt. That kid is 7-0 for a reason, folks. And with that 7-0 mark, a .252 goals against average that ranks 7th, .883 save percentage in 344 minutes of action. He's gotten credit for all 3 Butler victories during their ongoing win streak. And he comes in relief of Harper Slater, who was in action for the first time in the month. To begin tonight, the first period, not boring. North Hills 3, Butler 2. A long way to go in this one. It's the push for the 2026 Penguins Cup playoffs on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite?
The Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of the 2025-2026 season of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Check out the ad on your screen during any of our broadcasts this season for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you need, including more parking spaces than you can shake a chair at. Store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski will make sure you find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And special thanks to Jim and Michelle for supporting bonus coverage of the push for the 2026 Penguins Cup playoffs here on TenbandTV. Matt Popchock back on the island. The side switch has occurred, and period 2 is quickly underway. Jonathan Trosky in on the Butler goal. Corbin Holt, tonight, the backup goaltender for Cam Radna, steering that puck aside. Holt, in Butler's last game against South Park, finishing with 8 saves before his backup, rookie Patrick Denny, got some playing time, finishing with his first 4 career saves. And whenever a team is able to mount a comeback in a game like this, a lot of times you can trace it back to the timeout and concurrent goaltending change. And Cam Radna, the first-year Butler head coach, quickly pulled the trigger, and here come the Golden Tornado on the attack early in the period. Tallarico hastily knocking that puck aside, and the Indians clear it. North Hills scoring 3 goals after falling behind 1-0, including one by that man, Trosky, that sent Harper Slater off for the night. Butler responding late in the period with a pretty goal, his second of the game, by Anthony Trombat. Grant Kohler from deep in his own zone. A miscue there, and a brazen error nearly turned into a easy goal at the side of the net for Renwick. But it was not to be. Cole Hunt's dump in is played aside by Holt. Butler defensively trying to get it back past Joyce, they can't. Joyce taken off that puck by the defenseman Hewart. Golden Tornado quickly counterattacking. Stedman to goal. He goes upstairs and he scores to tie it at 3 for the Butler Golden Tornado. And these pretzels are making me thirsty. The Pittsburgh Aviators prodigy and one of the smartest freshmen, maybe the smartest one in PIHL varsity today, Grayson Stedman with goal 22 in his rookie season. And that goal just might have put him inside the top 5 in Class A, pending other outcomes tonight. So the Indians have to roll up their sleeves and go back to work, as Butler has pushed back here on the road, tying this game early in period 2 on Grayson Stedman's 22nd goal of the season. Chance again for Butler. Zandarski knocked off the puck by Beers. That shot is deflected high and wide. Hageman looking for a cheapie. Mason Huey from the corner gets it only as far as center red. Beers playing it back inside the Butler zone. Ewert bumped by Trosky as he got rid of that puck. Delaplane withstands the check by Logan Bish. Bish coming to the Butler bench. Golden Tornado trying to make a line change, and we've got a penalty coming up here. Or is it offside against the Golden Tornado? Officials say Ewert brought that puck outside the zone, so it'll be offside and nothing more. Your Gold Division champion for 25-26 is the Mars Planets. Cody Black's team winning a goalie duel, 1-0 against Chartiers Valley earlier tonight to wrap up the division title, and with it, a first-round bye in the Penguins Cup playoffs. Quaker Valley, meanwhile, leading Beaver 4-0 at the Barrel Complex and the nightcap there, and a game that will interest a number of teams in the Class A playoff races. Meanwhile here, it's North Hills 3, Butler 3, with 13 minutes till the ice cut of this win and in game for the Indians. That shot from 40 feet is held by Tallarico. When last these teams met, Tallarico made 60 of those. A season high for the North Hills senior. Tallarico, the tough luck loser in that overtime game back on the 15th of December. When he sees fewer than 30 shots on goal, North Hills is 6-0. If the Indians can possibly find a way to tighten things up on their own zone, they've given themselves a real chance here against this high-powered Butler team, if history is any guide. But the Golden Tornado have the hop now after scoring twice late in the first and early in the second to tie this game at 3. Dolsky around the boards for McBride, who got the first of the 3 North Hills goals tonight. Icing on the Indians. There is one other team in the Class A Gold Division in a win and in situation tonight. That is the Plum Mustangs. They were in action as of 8 p.m. Eastern tonight against South Park over in New Kensington. A score is not available at present, however. Plum entering the night tied on points with North Hills, but the Mustangs do have the tiebreaker over the Indians. Cody Whitmer to the corner. Simon giving chase defensively. Parker up the boards. Dolsky reads the play and keeps it in the zone, but not for long. Zandarski through center, 1 against 2. He pulls back and just gets rid of the puck. Butler making a change behind the action. Simon from the left point, that's blocked. Whitmer wins the puck battle. North Hills, though, still unable to clear. Simon missing upstairs. Eventually, North Hills does get it to center. Here's Mushar with it. Mushar out in front. Peterson almost was able to reel that pass in, which was risky at best. Beers will regroup for North Hills. He's knocked off the puck quickly by Hensler. Heichel with a chip in. DeVore goes after it behind the North Hills net. DeVore behind the net now for Hensler. Ewert from left point. Right into that North Hills logo on the jersey of Parker Tallarico. And we told you a moment ago about how North Hills fares better when they limit shots. First period shots, in case you're wondering, favored Butler by a 16-8 count. They're up to 20 already with still lots of time left in period 2 as the Indians ice the puck. Butler's tying goal officially reads Stedman from Trombat, so a 3-point night for the Butler captain as that puck squirts out the other side. Joyce up to center. Taken over at center. Logan Brown retreating defensively for the Golden Tornado, paired out here with Fediachko. The JV move up. Peterson from a bad angle, that's off the side of the net. Gets his own rebound, plays it up to Beers. With under 10 to go in the second period, it's sent back down low for Peterson. Trotsky, nobody knows where that puck is. The Indians trying to get a stick free. That was Kunkel looking for the rebound, but he was tied up by Fediachko. And Butler will take their chances with the own zone faceoff. The best shift from the Indians we've seen in some time, and nearly resulting in a go-ahead goal there if Kunkel were maybe able to get a clean stick on that puck right in front of goaltender Corbin Holt. To the corner it comes. Griffith unable to clear it. Mouchard trying to get around Griffith. He's bumped off the puck, and it comes free to Stedman. Hunt retreating under pressure from Renwick. Turnover to the Golden Tornado. Stedman. That shot blockered away by Tallarico. Mason Huey from the near boards. Gave it right to Duffy. Up to center for Hunt. 2-on-1 for North Hills. McBride trying to go back to Hunt, but it's taken away. Huey making a key play there in front of his netminder. Up it comes to Stedman again. Stedman has a step on Beers. Stedman to the goal. This time the short side is closed. Indians exhaust the area. Huey deep in his own zone to play it midway through this win and in game for North Hills. The Indians and the Butler Golden Tornado already playoff bound, tied at 3 here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Grant Kohler up the near side. Delaplane toward goal. That's blocked easily by Simon. Slate pinching to get that puck below the goal line. But the only one there is Simon for Butler. Unable to hit Bish on the stretch pass, which was well covered by Slate. Hagman trying to play takeaway behind the North Hills net. And Hageman wins this puck battle for Butler. Zandarski camped out in front. Slate turning the puck over. To the point. It's off a North Hills skate and conveniently to Purcell. Delaplane at center. Stood up by Zandarski. Those two push and shove. Indians completing a change. DeVore with a dump in. Heichel to the corner. Slate pressuring him. Simon calling for the puck. He's got it. He fires from the slot area. That didn't miss by much. Heichel on the rebound for Butler. DeVore pinned to the corner by Borowski. DeVore near side. Stripped of the puck by Steven Slate. Trotsky hit from behind, but he gets it back to center. Golden Tornado have to reset. Heichel hit by Trotsky. Some of the Butler fans unhappy with that hit by Trotsky. Golden Tornado have the puck. This one fired off the bar. Hensler finding metal, but not mesh with under 6.5 left in the second. And it's sent out of play in North Hills ice. How do you watch PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV? Well, right now you can watch on Watch. Log on to watch.tenband.tv and watch multiple live games and on-demand replays all at once. Again, watch.tenband.tv to watch your favorite team the way the hockey gods intended. And don't forget to download the new always free TenbandTV app to your smart TV. Available now on Roku and Amazon Fire. Trosky cutting out that pass neatly. He's pressured by Trombat at center. Mushar awkwardly trying to bring that puck over the line. Somebody without a stick. That was Trosky recovering his blade. Fediachko through center. 1 against 2. Indians take away that puck and play it right back to the center circle where Ewert is waiting to smack it back into North Hills territory. Mushar calmly leaves it for Cody Whitmer. Trosky near side intended for Duffy. He defers to Mushar. Mushar rocked by Ewert. Mushar from the corner. Trying to play it out in front, but a good read there by Trombat. Stedman up ahead for Renwick. Renwick, the PIHL All-Star, trying to reconnect with Stedman. Maybe one too many passes there. Yui. Cross ice for Griffith, and the alternate captain will send that in off Parker Tallarico. Approaching the final 5 minutes before the ice cut here at the Clearview Arena. North Hills and Butler, Class A Gold Division rivals, tied at 3 as the Indians try to punch their postseason ticket. Tallarico will take that, thank you very much, Logan Bish. Oh, we've been told that Bish has a very strong net front game, and he just demonstrated it a moment ago. Through the blue paint it goes. Tallarico. A save there from the far post, and they'll drop this puck to his left. Joyce trying to clear it up the boards. And on the second effort, he gets the job done. Caruso around the dasher. McBride giving chase for North Hills. Griffith up to center. Beers anticipating for the Indians. Delayed offside on Butler. North Hills will try to take advantage. Up to McBride. McBride too strong for Peterson. This will not be icing. Parker turning it over to Beers at center. Outlet pass to Hunt. Hunt over the line. Hunt 1 against 3. Lost control of the puck. Parker trying to hit DeVore in stride, but it comes to the corner to Slate. Slate hit against the boards behind the net, but DeVore actually took the worst of that one. Heichel trying to get it around Slate. Aiden DeVore to the side of the net for Hensler. Kohler up for Hunt. Hunt over the line. Hunt with a nifty maneuver there. Hunt firing on goal. What a save there by Holt. Great maneuver by the sophomore. A better save by the junior. Heichel out in front. Score! Chris Cross applesauce for Lucas Hensler, who now has points in 11 of his last 12. And the Golden Tornado retake the lead with 3:07 till the ice cut here on Neville Island. They had Tallarico exactly where they wanted him, and Hensler was able to get his stick free and tap it in with the senior out of position.
Butler goal, score number 8.
113 goals as a team for Butler this season, the third most in PIHL Class A.
Michael at 3:07.
And they have the only 2 of this second period, for that matter. Trombat on hat trick watch, plays it inside the North Hills line. The other captain, Chris Mushar, gets it up to Alex Caruso. Peterson from the corner, trying to go out in front for Duffy, but he was tied up trying to make that pass. Trombat catches up to it at the blue line, slips it to Stedman. Stedman, trail check by Duffy, and it's banged in front! And you can break out the chapeaus for Anthony Trombat, baby! Welcome to the Century Club! Anthony Trombat unofficially with career point number 100 to make it a 5-3 lead for the Butler Golden Tornado. 2:16 to play in the second. His fourth consecutive multi-goal game, and he's got hat tricks now in 3 of his last 4. $19, $20, and $21 tonight for number 33 in navy blue.
Time of the goal, 2:16. Trombat's third in the game from Tedesco at 2:16.
And we'll check it officially, but that should be, once again, the 100th career point for Butler senior captain Anthony Trombat. A 3-goal second period by the Golden Tornado, rallying behind newly inserted goaltender Corbin Holt to open up a lead on North Hills here, trying to sweep the regular season series and force the Indians into a do-or-die senior night home game next Monday night against Wheeling Catholic. Griffith with a long shot. Tallarico, that save. As we approach the final minute of second period play, Griffith in front. Tallarico, that save, it's still available. And Tallarico somehow reaching back was able to keep that puck out. And that could have been real trouble for the Big Red. Delayed penalty coming up against North Hills. Holt was trying to get the bench's attention and ask them if he should come off for the extra skater. He wanted to clarify that the penalty was in fact on North Hills and that there was one, and there will be, as the whistle finally blows with 33.3 ticks to talk. And a rough second period for the home team just got a little bit rougher. Roughing, the indication against Trotsky. Butler on the penny power play for the second time tonight. They are 0 for 1. But they've been the better team 5-on-5 and looking to really put the Indians in an unenviable spot here with seconds to spare in the second period. Mushar doing it all himself, controlling the face-off, clearing the zone. Now, win or lose, the North Hills captain continues to be a pleasure to watch. Trombat deep in North Hills ice. Across it comes. That pass too heavy for Hensler. 3 seconds left. Hensler's got to hurry. He does. Tallarico snatches it. And there will be a ceremonial face-off, if you will, with 1/10 of a second showing on the game clock for period 2. That'll be that. And so it's time to cut the ice at the Clearview Arena. Cam Radna showing his coaching acumen after his team fell behind early. The Butler Golden Tornado rallying to take a 5-3 lead over the North Hills Indians through 2 periods here at the RMU Island Sports Center. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching special bonus coverage of the push for the 2026 Penguins Cup playoffs on PIHL Hockey Night Live here on TenbandTV, where it's presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a pihl Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
With a couple of heartbreaking goals for North Hills JV team, spoiling Bishop Canavan's senior night last Friday, and it's banged in by Trombat at the other end. The coverage by the Indians was nowhere to be found. Mouchard plays it away from Logan Bish, the sophomore. Behind the net it comes to Devin McBride. McBride bangs it in! Devin McBride has Pac-Man fever! What North Hills did against Avonworth last time they were on home ice. They got off the mat quickly. Kunkel scoring! Blake Kunkel makes it a 2-1 game and puts some stank on it. For their first regular season title in program history, Indians finished #1 in points overall. As this one is deflected in off the stick of Beers, Trotsky got a piece, and he's not Carnival personnel. Laid around the boards by Slate. Delaplane unable to clear. Griffith toward goal. That took a bounce, but Tellerico read it. Parker Tellerico, Trombat in front. His backhander going just wide. Against the grain, it's fired by Bish toward goal, but covered by Parker Tellerico. Cole Hunt pinching to try and keep that puck alive, and here's Trombat now with room to maneuver. He fires on Tellerico. The save is made. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Trombat collects the rebound, pulls it around the PIHL Class A. Second most assists, in fact, entering tonight. Butler offside with 66 ticks to talk. Trying to set up Trotsky for the one-timer. Mouchard with a steal. Mouchard from the off wing, deflected in front. Oh, what a save there by Corbin Holt. The defenseman, Hewart. Golden Tornado quickly counterattacking. Stedman to goal. He goes upstairs, and he scores to tie it at 3 for the Butler Golden Tornado. And these pretzels are making me thirsty of this win and in game for the Indians. That shot from 40 feet is held by Tellerico. The net now for Hensler. Ewart from left point. Right into that North Hills logo on the jersey of Parker Tellerico. Up to center for Hunt. 2-on-1 for North Hills. McBride trying to go back to Hunt, but it's taken away. Huey. Some of the Butler fans unhappy with that hit by Trotsky. Golden Tornado have the puck. This one fired off the bar. It's tied at 3 as the Indians try to punch their postseason ticket. Tellerico will take that. Thank you very much, Logan Bish. Through the blue paint it goes. Tellerico. A save there from the Kohler up for Hunt. Hunt over the line. Hunt with a nifty maneuver there. Hunt firing on goal. What a save there by Holt. By the sophomore, a better save by the junior. Heiko out in front. Score! Chris Cross applesauce for Lucas Hensler, who now has points in 11 of his last 12. But he was tied up trying to make that pass. Trombat catches up to it at the blue line. Slips it to Stedman. Trombat catches up to it at the blue line. Slips it to Stedman. Trail check by Duffy, and it's banged in front! And you can break out the chapeaus for Anthony Trombat, baby! Welcome to the Century Club! 19, 20, and 21 tonight for number 33 in Navy Blue. And we'll check it officially, but that should be, once again, the 100th career point for Butler senior captain Anthony Trombat. That'll be that. And so it's time to cut the ice at the Clearview Arena. Cam Radna showing.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. You utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plans.
Go getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Cross ice, and it comes back to Lucas Blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show, the Penguins Cup Championship show, the Penguins Cup Playoff show, and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show.
Tell the boys and girls I just don't care.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham! Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has
just won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
The Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of the 2025-2026 season of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Check out the ad on your screen during any of our broadcasts this season for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you need, store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski will make sure you find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And special thanks to Jim and Michelle for supporting tonight's bonus coverage of the push for the 2026 Penguins Cup playoffs on TenbandTV. Matt Popchock back here at the RMU Island Sports Center, looking out over the freshly cut ice inside the Clearview Arena, where the RMU Colonials, men and women, were victorious this past weekend. Way to go, Bobby Moe. Good times for amateur hockey in Pittsburgh. We told you about their Olympians, one of them anyway, Layla Edwards, the Penguins elite product, getting to skate with the USA women in Milan Cortina. Our next regularly scheduled edition of PIHL Hockey Night Live, by the way, will be this approaching Thursday. We will return to the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon for a doubleheader beginning at 7. Cathedral Prep taking on Baldwin in a Class 2A game that could effectively decide the last playoff spot in that bracket, followed by the nightcap between previously unbeaten state champion Seneca Valley and host Thomas Jefferson. The Jaguars recently punching their own playoff ticket. North Hills would love to do that tonight, but they've got their hands full with the Butler Golden Tornado. Their coach, Cam Radna, at the moment looking like a hockey Nostradamus of sorts, calling the early timeout, making the early goaltending switch. Message received, message understood. 4 straight goals by the Golden Tornado since, who began the third period on their second penny power play of the game. 1 more minute left in the minor penalty on Jonathan Trotsky as Griffith plays it behind the North Hills goal. Trombat to the corner. He and Griffith play pitch and catch. Trombat toward goal. That save made by Tallarico. The rebound cleared. Mouchard not standing on ceremony. Anthony Trombat, the Butler captain, officially taking his place in Butler hockey history with career .100 on his second period hat trick goal. 4-point night for the All-Star here on the road. Trotsky, who's about to come out of the North Hills penalty box with a multi-point night, including that early goal. He and his team are going to have to go back to the well, however, here in this third period, down by a pair. Jordan Simon's shot blocked. And speak of the devil, here comes Jonathan Trotsky out of the penalty box. Played out in front off the stick of Stedman. Kept alive by Simon. Huey toward goal. Knocked aside by Tallarico. Long rebound. Controlled by Butler's Zandarski. Indians able to reset the play to center. North Hills 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. Indians coming in at over 82% and shutting down one of the top power plays in Class A thus far, but 5-on-5, Butler's been the better team, no question about it, as McBride misses. Mouchard Down low for Duffy. Duffy, score! Marcus Duffy with a left wing laser, and the Indians make it a 1-goal game. Oh, shake well before using. Marcus Duffy absolutely wired that puck past Corbin Holt with 14:35 to play in the third period. And Holt is still looking for that puck, quite honestly. What a snipe by the freshman. Mouchard quickly toward goal. He's stick checked by Ensler. Indians not ready to go quietly into that good night. And a big goal to start their third period to pull the hosts within one. Mouchard with points in 7 straight games now. The North Hills captain continuing his fine form of late. And Jeremy Swegman over the years just can't seem to say enough nice things about his captain. Very high on his play at both ends of the ice. Kohler sends that puck deep, and for good reason too. When he's involved, North Hills usually prospers. Broski retreating for the Indians. Butler changing on the go. Kohler from the official's crease dumps the puck. Dangerous bounce in front of Holt. Broski sends that puck back inside the Butler line before he gets knocked to the ice. Logan Brown getting it deep for Butler. Renwick from the half wall. Slade avoiding the check by Trombat. Butler has this puck though. Stedman elevates it, and Tallarico hangs on.
Out of 3, the first period, Jonathan Drosky reached a milestone that very few reach in the pihl. The senior has scored his 100th career points.
And there you have Austin McLean confirming that history has been made twice here on the island in the same game. Anthony Trombat, career point 100. Jonathan Trosky, the North Hills alternate captain. And an all-star like Trombat, he too with 100 career points as of tonight. Jeremy Swegman and his staff really building up this varsity program in recent years, and the Indians might not have had the playoff success recently that they would have liked, but certainly some exceptional players coming through this varsity program in recent seasons, and Trosky is no exception. And Trosky will be one of 8 North Hills seniors that would prefer not to play a do-or-die senior night game next Monday. But that is what will happen if the Indians cannot prevail here tonight. North Hills trailing their penultimate home game with 11:40 left in period 3. Officially in the playoffs with a win. If Butler hangs on to win in any fashion, North Hills will be in with the win on senior night next Monday against Wheeling Catholic, regardless of other Class A results. Butler, meanwhile, looking to extend their win streak to 4, and they'll close out their season next Monday night as well, their regular campaign at Mars, before the Golden Tornado get ready for the Penguins Cup playoffs. Butler, once again, has clinched home ice for that opening round game. The Mars Planets, earlier tonight, clinched the division title with a hard-fought win over Chartiers Valley. So they'll get the lone first round bye as Hunt nearly had the equalizer there, just couldn't put it cleanly on target. Lots of dark blue jerseys in front of that Butler net, and they all nearly got snookered. Griffith off of North Hill's body. That's cleared promptly by Hunt. Icing on the Big Red. Both coaches putting fresh players out there for the face-off. One thing we know that Cam Radna would love to do for as long as he's coaching these Golden Tornado, he'd love for Butler to join the ranks of recent first-time Penguins Cup winners in Class A. 5 of the last 6 Penguins Cup champions, in fact, in Class A have been first-time winners, including the defending champion, Avonworth. The Lopes and the Tornado tied on points coming into tonight. And Avonworth also has locked up a home playoff game. Seamus Griffith, meanwhile, in the corner with under 10 to go in regulation. Butler clinging to a 1-goal lead. Trombat behind the net for Renwick. Trombat off of North Hill's body. Griffith keeping it inside the line. Griffith to the corner, behind the net now for Renwick. Trombat left alone but not for long. Delaplane all over him now as Purcell with the active stick gets it back to center. Teams changing on the fly as Broski brings it across 2 lines for Delaplane. Hensler leading it for DeVore. DeVore, that shot blocked by Broski. Out in front for a wide open Hensler, but he couldn't handle it. That little oopsie daisy by the senior was a big break for North Hills. Hensler had a lot of time and space to do something with that puck. Peterson with the Murphy dump, high to the corner. Simon settles it down for Butler. Up for DeVore. DeVore across the North Hills line, sets up Hensler. Hensler misses to the blocker hand. Austin Beers collecting this puck. Up for Peterson midway through the third period. Kunkel near side for Peterson. Peterson with the dump in. Simon to the corner. Brown behind the goal. Beers to the Butler line. Brown to the North Hills bench. Butler fans wanted a too many men call on the Indians, who were trying to complete a change. Nothing called, however, as the Indians try to jam it in behind goaltender Holt, who never had that puck frozen. Somehow it's controlled by Brown, who clears the zone for Butler. Duffy, who has the only goal of this third period, up for McBride. McBride atop the circle. That save made by Holt. Duffy has the rebound. Duffy from the high slot. Hit as he got rid of that puck. Mouchard missing the goal. Whitmer against the grain, deflected wide of the net. Indians trying to go to work on the forecheck here, down by 1. Mouchard with it again. Mouchard off balance. Oh, what a save there by Corbin Holt. And the rebound is cleared by Bish. Whitmer from distance. Blocker save by Holt. Mouchard off the elevated stick of Brown. Mason Huey around the boards. Renwick taps it back to center. Trotsky from long range. That's held by Holt, and he'll play it conservatively. How do you watch PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV? Well, right now you can watch on Watch. Log on to watch.tenband.tv and watch multiple live games and on-demand replays at once. Again, watch.tenband.tv to watch your favorite team the way the hockey gods intended. And don't forget to download the new, always free TenbandTV app to your smart TV, available now on Roku and Amazon Fire. Indians send it around the boards. That puck takes a funny bounce off the partition behind the Butler net. No harm done, though, as the Golden Tornado ice it with 6 1/4 remaining. Quaker Valley leading Beaver 6-1 up in Warrendale. A result that is of great interest to those who saw our preceding game between Indiana and Montour. Tomorrow morning, barring unforeseen developments, the Spartans should wake up in that 7th and final playoff spot going into the last week of the Class A regular season. That's over in the blue division. Here in the Class A gold division, Butler trying to hang on against playoff-hungry North Hills, trying to get in with a win here on home ice tonight. Mushar across for Kunkel. Kunkel met by Fediachko to the point it comes to Slate. Kunkel from the half wall on goal. Holt will snatch that one up inside the crease. Butler wins the defensive zone draw. Fediachko around the dasher. Joyce waiting at center red for North Hills. McBride sends it back into Butler territory. Dugan to the empty corner. Duffy, the first one to it. Out in front it comes to Hunt. Hunt toward goal. That's knocked aside awkwardly by Corbin Holt. Hey, they all count the same. And you just get the feeling that if this Butler team can answer whatever goaltending questions they do have, they will be an interesting team to watch once the playoffs get going, as Holt's counterpart covers at the other end. And Butler, after falling behind early, found a second gear after that timeout that North Hills really had trouble matching in that second period. Butler outshot the Indians 16-4 for that second frame. Indians with a 6-4 shot advantage thus far in the third. It's been a very different story. Another one of those Jekyll and Hyde nights for North Hills. A 500 team coming into this particular Monday. Joyce from the corner, up to Peterson. Peterson sends it to the corner. Kunkel with wheels, getting caught up to that puck. And Kunkel has it, centers it for Trotsky. Trotsky's shot is blocked. Oh, that could have been a game-saving play there by Ewart, right in front of his goaltender. And Ewart is feeling it as he heads to the Butler bench. Peterson lets it go to Mushar. Mushar. That might have caught a piece of the post behind Holt. Trotsky off a skate. That misses to the corner. Kunkel to the rebound. Kunkel trying to go to Peterson. It deflects to Mushar. Trotsky off balance. Puts it wide. Side of the net. Score! Or is it no goal? They wave it off. They say the net behind goaltender Holt was off the moorings before the puck crossed the line.
Call on the ice is no goal. The net was dislodged.
The celebration for North Hills fans premature as Holt catches a big break. And the game remains a one-goal affair. North Hills fans, I'm sure, would argue that the dislodged net didn't have any impact on the end result of the play, but those are always tough to argue, especially without a proper video replay system like you have in the higher levels of hockey. Well, here's your video replay system. Thanks, boss. And you see right there, clearly the net off before the puck crossed. That much is not in dispute. So on the surface, the correct call made. But again, the question is, would it have impacted the end result of the play? And we'll just have to leave that up to your imagination. A close play and a close call in a close game. North Hills, meanwhile, has used their timeout, and we're going to keep it here for the time being. Again, North Hills coming in tonight with 27 points in the number 6 spot. West Allegheny idle until Thursday night. West A on Thursday night, for those curious, taking on Avonworth. And North Hills, 1 point ahead of Greensburg-Salem. Also, Salem, the team just below the playoff line with 1 game remaining in their regular season. There's so many ifs at play in these Class A playoff races. And we appreciate everybody who's tuned into our extended coverage of said races here tonight. Back to action inside the Clearview Arena. Mouchard controls this puck for North Hills. To the corner for Duffy, back to Mouchard. Mouchard down low for Kunkel. Kunkel had to reach behind him to take that pass. One-timer save made by Holt. The rebound quickly cleared. Cole Hunt smacks that puck off the glass. Mouchard to the rebound. Trotsky hit behind the net by Griffith. Duffy watches it go off the glass. Mouchard unable to keep it in the zone. Hunt. Bit of a chancy play there at center, but it does the job. Mouchard to the corner. This puck deflects all the way into North Hills ice. Tellerico looking to his left, and North Hills will get the icing call with just over 2.5 remaining in the third period. Trombat, the hat-trick hero, taking this face-off for Butler, and the Golden Tornado win it back to center. Renwick dumps it in. The Golden Tornado just trying to tilt this ice any way they can and protect that slim lead. Turn over to Trombat. Shot off the crossbar and out. Stedman finding metal but not mesh, and he collides with Whitmer in the circle moments later. Kunkel going after it, but it'll be icing on the Indians. Well, Jeremy Swegman, again, has already used his timeout. We wonder if Cam Radna at any point will be obligated to do the same. Naturally, he'll keep it in his pocket for now with the face-off coming up in North Hills ice. Griffith around the boards, going after it is DeVore for Butler. And we'll keep one eye on the net down to our right. Still occupied for the time being by Parker Tellerico. Hensler behind the cage. Mouchard overskated. Whitmer going after it for the Indians. Hunt gets it outside the zone. Delayed offside on Butler. Mouchard pressured by Heichel. Down to the final minute of third period play. No icing, says this USA Hockey crew. Tallarico off, extra attacker on. Mouchard with it. Mouchard firing high and missing off the glass. Indians in desperation mode here as Griffith elevates it. It's off the stick of Peterson. Peterson's got to hurry. He swipes it to the boards. Peterson trying to play makeshift goalie, and that puck might have glanced off his glove. Trombat pressuring. To center, it'll come for Hunt. Mouchard into the zone. Mouchard draws the double team. He's hit hard by Griffith, and Griffith will send it toward the open net. Pay the man, Shirley. Jace Renwick emerges from the fracas with the puck, and he hits the empty net to put this game on ice for the Golden Tornado. Oh, North Hills so close throughout this third period, but their celebration, should there be one, will have to wait one more week. Zandarski wide of goal. 20 seconds remaining. Renwick with goal number 12 on his senior campaign into the empty net. 10 points in his last 4 games and a 7-game point streak for Jace Renwick. And that's it. Fort Pitt. Corbin Holt answered the call from his coach, Cam Radna, and he does enough to contain the hungry Indians, and Butler holds off North Hills for a 6-4 victory in the Indians' penultimate regular season game. Butler up to 42 points now. North Hills remains on 27, going into that must-win senior night game next Monday night here on the island against Wheeling Central Catholic. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Austin McLean. Thank you, noted 50-50 loser, but always a winner in our hearts, Michael Lyman. And thank you for watching and listening. Again, Butler takes it 6-4 from North Hills. I'm Matt Popchock, and that's all she wrote from Neville Island for this special bonus edition of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. We'll see you back in Castle Shannon Thursday night.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
With a couple of heartbreaking goals for North Hills JV team, spoiling Bishop Canavan's senior night last Friday, and it's banged in by Trombat at the other end. The coverage by the Indians was nowhere to be found. Mouchard plays it away from Logan Bish, the sophomore. Behind the net, it comes to Devin McBride. McBride bangs it in! Devin McBride has Pac-Man fever! What North Hills did against Avonworth last time they were on home ice. They got off the mat quickly. Kunkel scoring! Blake Kunkel makes it a 2-1 game and puts some stank on it. For their first regular season title in program history, Indians finished #1 in points overall. As this one is deflected in off the stick of Beers, Trotsky got a piece, and he's not Carnival personnel. Laid around the boards by Slate. Delaplane unable to clear. Griffith toward goal. That took a bounce, but Tellerico read it. Parker Tellerico, Trombat in front. His backhander going just wide. Against the grain, it's fired by Bish toward goal, but covered by Parker Tellerico. Cole Hunt pinching to try and keep that puck alive, and here's Trombat now with room to maneuver. He fires on Tellerico. The save is made. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Trombat collects the rebound, pulls it around the PIHL Class A. Second most assists, in fact, entering tonight. Butler offside with 66 ticks to talk. Trying to set up Trotsky for the one-timer. Mushar with a steal. Mushar from the off wing, deflected in front. Oh, what a save there by Corbin Holt. The defenseman, Hewart. Golden Tornado quickly counterattacking. Stedman to goal. He goes upstairs, and he scores to tie it at 3 for the Butler Golden Tornado. And these pretzels are making me thirsty of this win and in game for the Indians. That shot from 40 feet is held by Tallarico. The net now for Hensler. Ewert from left point. Right into that North Hills logo on the jersey of Parker Tallarico. Up to center for Hunt. 2-on-1 for North Hills. McBride trying to go back to Hunt, but it's taken away. Huey. Some of the Butler fans unhappy with that hit by Trotsky. Golden Tornado have the puck. This one fired off the bar. It's tied at 3 as the Indians try to punch their postseason ticket. Tallarico will take that. Thank you very much, Logan Bish. Through the blue paint it goes. Tallarico. A save there from the Kohler up for Hunt. Hunt over the line. Hunt with a nifty maneuver there. Hunt firing on goal. What a save there by Holt. By the sophomore, a better save by the junior. Heiko out in front. Score! Chris Cross. Applesauce for Lucas Hensler, who now has points in 11 of his last 12. But he was tied up trying to make that pass. Trombat catches up to it at the blue line. Slips it to Stedman. Trombat catches up to it at the blue line. Slips it to Stedman. Trail check by Duffy, and it's banged in front! And you can break out the chapeaus for Anthony Trombat, baby! Welcome to the Century Club! 19, 20, and 21 tonight for number 33 in Navy Blue. And we'll check it officially, but that should be, once again, the 100th career point for Butler senior captain Anthony Trombat. That'll be that. And so it's time to cut the ice at the Clearview Arena. Cam Radna. Mushar down low for Duffy. Duffy, score! Marcus Duffy with a left wing laser, and the Indians with a hard-fought win over Chartiers Valley. So they'll get the lone first round bye as Hunt nearly had the equalizer there, just couldn't. Trying to go to work on the forecheck here, down by 1. Mushar with it again. Mushar off balance. Oh, what a save there by Corbin Holt. And the rebound is cleared, but taps it back to center. Trotsky from long range. That's held by Holt, and he'll play it conservatively. Match go to the point it comes to Slate. Kunkel from the half wall on goal. Holt will snatch that one up inside the crease. Dugan to the empty corner. Duffy, the first one to it. Out in front it comes to Hunt. Hunt toward goal. That's knocked aside awkwardly by Corbin Holt. Caught up to that puck, and Kunkel has it. Centers it for Trotsky. Trotsky's shot is blocked. Oh, that could have been a game-saving play there. Rebound. Kunkel trying to go to Peterson. It deflects to Mushar. Trotsky off balance, puts it wide. Side of the net. Score! Or is it no goal? They wave it off. They say the net behind goaltender Holt was off the moorings before the puck crossed the line. Mushar into the zone. Mushar draws the double team. He's hit hard by Griffith, and Griffith will send it toward the open net. Pay the man, Shirley. Jays Hain, the Hungry Indians, and Butler holds off North Hills for a 6-4 victory in the Indians' penultimate regular season game.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.